There's a huge mistake I see small business owners make when it comes to sales. They spend all their time trying to get more leads, when the real problem is that they don't know how to turn a cheap lead into a high value customer. And once you understand this process, you'll start looking at marketing completely differently, because a $1 lead can absolutely turn into a $1,000 deposit, but only if you build the path correctly. Let me show you what that actually looks like. First, you need to understand something important. A lead is not a sale. A lead is simply someone raising their hands and saying that they might be interested. That's it. But what most business owners do is they treat that lead like it should instantly become a paying customer. They run an ad, someone fills out a form, and then when the person doesn't immediately buy, they assume the lead was bad. But the problem usually isn't the lead. The problem is the missing steps between interest and commitment. Now, if you want to turn a small marketing cost into big revenue, you have to build what I call a value ladder. It's a simple path that moves someone from curiosity to trust to investment. Let me give you a real world example. Let's say you run a service business, maybe a landscaper, maybe a bookkeeper, maybe marketing. You run a simple ad offering something helpful, a checklist, a guide, a quick audit. That ad might cost you about $1 per lead. So someone downloads your guide. That's step one. But this is where most businesses stop. They say, okay, I got the lead, but the real opportunity starts after that. Step two is connection. You follow up with a simple message, not a sales pitch, just something like, hey, did you get the guide? Let me know if you have any questions. That one step alone will separate you from most businesses, because most businesses never follow up. Now, step three is conversation. Now, the person starts asking questions. They might ask about how something works. They might ask about their situation. That is where trust starts forming. You're not selling it, you're helping. Then step four is clarity. You identify the real problem they're trying to solve, because people rarely buy solutions. They buy outcomes. They don't want bookkeeping. They want to stop stressing about taxes. They don't want landscaping. They want a yard that they're proud of. They don't want marketing. They want more customers. Once the outcome becomes clear, the sale becomes easier. Now, we move to step five, the offer. And here's where most people overcomplicate things. You don't need a massive pitch. Something like, based on what you've told me, here's what I recommend we do. That's it. No pressure, no tricks, just a logical next move. And when the situation solves a real problem, that's when someone is comfortable putting down a $1,000 deposit. But notice something important here. The sale didn't happen because of the ad. It happened because of the process after the lead. The ad only opened the door. Your system walked them through. And once you understand this, marketing becomes less stressful, because you stop obsessing over getting the perfect lead. Instead, you focus on building the right journey. A journey that moves someone to, I'm curious, to, I trust you, to, let's do this. Now, imagine something for a second. Let's say you spend $50 on ads. You generate 50 leads. If just one of those turns into a $1,000 deposit, your marketing already paid for itself many times over. But your system is good, it might be 5 customers or 10. And that's when small marketing budgets start producing big results. So if you're struggling with sales right now, here's the question I want you to ask yourself. Not, how do I get more leads? Ask this instead. What happens after someone becomes a lead? Do they hear from you? Do they feel helped? Do they feel understood? Or do they just disappear into a spreadsheet somewhere? Because the business that wins long term they're the ones with the best lead process. They know how to turn a small amount of interest into real business relationships, and eventually into real revenue. Now, if this made you rethink how you handle leads in your business, do me a favor, save this so you can come back to it later. And if you want, comment leads, and I'll share a simple framework for you to use to build this process inside your own business. Because once you understand how a $1 lead becomes a $1,000 deposit, you stop chasing customers and you start building a system that naturally creates them.